Hey everyone, Paprika here with another replay review. Today we have Atarist 89 as a Diamond 1 Deli player against Nacho Bird, a Diamond 2 HRE player at the time of this game. So we're going to break down how the game went, what he had done differently, and just also give some general tips about the matchup, especially coming from someone who loves playing Deli. And yeah, let's hit it. So in the opening period, I assume by now at Diamond 1, your build order is pretty well understood for Deli. I like that you do Mosque first, because you want to get the... Oh, do the Mosque first. Because you want to start the techs as soon as possible, and if the Mosque is done sooner, then these techs go a little bit faster. It's small, but it all adds up. Like, all the small things add up to a big effect. So, on the surface, this is a tough matchup for Deli. HRE's eco is very good, and so if they want to fight you in feudal, they can make it happen, and if they can eventually mass a lot of meta arms, it's hard to beat that. They wouldn't want to do that early, right? But if the game goes along feudal and you guys are battling it out, he can go mass meta arms and win in that way. His eco can get a lot better. He can be adding farms while you're kind of on this timer where you're using the resources on the map, like the berries and the deer, as a way to power your machine. If he wants to go fast castle, it's kind of hard to stop him going fast castle, and there's a chance you lose all the relics, and then all of a sudden HRE's eco's coming online, and you're trying to raid them, and they're using the relics and towers to stop you, and it feels bad. So, Deli, you have to play this very flexible style, in which you're checking for the touch points of what could be going on. So first, you have to identify, are they fighting you, or are they going castle? First thing, don't go 5 on Dome of Faith. You don't need to rush a Dome of Faith. What does rushing the Dome of Faith give you, right? Generally, you only really want to rush age-ups, feudal age-ups. If 1, you have done some sort of Dark Age play and you're behind and you're trying to catch up on the age-up, or 2, that the landmark is providing you something. So like I've seen HRE players as part of their build order rush up the Aachen because the Aachen is immediately boosting all the vills under it. So it feels worth it to get that boost earlier. But every vill you add after 4 adds less to the build speed. So I would rather that vill be gathering resources than in speeding up the speed of the Dome of the Faith. That's not gonna, you getting the Dome of Faith up a little bit faster is not worth the resources lost that the villager could have been gathering. Now you don't want to do too slow. 4 is fine. You should do 4 on the age up, 4 on berries, and then the rest on wood, with 2 on gold. So you can start adding scholars as you age up. Anyway, so the goal is you have 2 ways you play this. If they're making units, you duke it out in feudal. Because if you try to rush castle and they're making units in feudal, they will dive you as you age up and you die. And you won't have sacred sites, so that's your main eco bush. Instead, you have to fight them out. Your goal is you're trying to build the best counter possible. So if they do a lot of horsemen and you're doing a lot of Ghazis, you can kind of battle that way. Your Ghazis are technically better than his horsemen, but you have to make sure you're matching production. So if he's dropping production, you should be able to outproduce him, but you don't want to be surprised when they drop extra production, you lose. So this is huge right here, right? Immediately, this is a really important time step. So he's not on gold and he's adding a stable. So that tells you he's going to go into units immediately. That's a really important thing to guess. If he was fast castling, i.e. he had like 4 or 5 on gold, he has a tower there, he's not making units, what you do is you open stable and you make like 2 Ghazis. And the role of those Ghazis is either to prevent him from being super greedy on resources, and if he's not, then you just keep diving the gold tower to force him to hop into the gold tower and hop out. It's small, but it really does reduce their gold input to just consistently have to jump into the tower, and while they're in the tower, they're not gathering. You could even make up to 3 to 4 Ghazis. The second you read that he's castling, once you have those like 2 to 4 Ghazis, however many you want to make, you basically get off wood. You gather enough wood to basically get some houses and a mill, and then you get your vills on all the good food resources. So get off sheep. You want a group of vills on 1 berries, a group of vills on another berries, another group on deer. You're trying to just get the best food possible and spread your vills out. And then you also put some vills on gold. You only do 3 scholars, and the second they're at the 30-second mark for the for sanctity, you run them out and you take all 3 seconds at the same time, and that gold boost will push you into castle. All those scholars that are on the sacred sites, have them move to nearby relics, and then the Ghazis turn into, they try to snipe the first 1 or 2 prelates so he doesn't get super greedy of prelates. So the Ghazis are also forcing him to make units before he pushes his prelates out. So you have to like keep scouting, make sure he doesn't sneak a prelate out, like check the relics, or have a different Ghazi sitting on each relic. And then you rush castle. And the second you rush castle, you grab relics. You try to out-relic him. Delay them. Like, then he has a choice to make. He can either push you, or he has to try to, like, decap the sacred sites, which buys you time. You then just mass units, whatever the counter is. If he's making spearmen, make men-at-arms or archers. If he's making knights, you can make your own knights. You can make war elflins. You can make crossbows. But use your efficient production with your scholars to just mass units, and then you win on a big castle push. All right, cool. That was a lot of talking. So on this feudal fight, you're just trying to use your early eco, your efficient production to take good fights here. What is he doing? He is walling early here. That's a waste of wood on his part. Now we're dropping our production. 3 on food is not very oh, okay. You were rushing the... Okay. So we have Ghazi. You put Scholar in the Ghazi. You don't need to Scholar the stable early, mostly because you don't really have the food eco to produce Ghazis really quickly. So it's okay to keep the Scholar in the Dome of Faith and just keep and have your eco text come in faster. So we're continuing to scout. You want to make sure he doesn't also go on to gold. So let's look at the numbers here. A normal horseman is 125, 0 melee, 2 range, 9 attack. Ghazis are 12 attack, 135 health, same armor. So you notice how your Ghazis beat horsemen on a 1-to-1. Now the expense is different. Your Ghazis are 140 food resources, while a horseman is 120. So you're spending an extra 20 wood, is it? An extra 10 wood and an extra 10 food for much better horsemen. So if he does pure horseman, you're going to be fine on this, but he's doing the style of he's just going to add farms and try to out eco you over time. So as he's adding the farms, you will have a window where your eco will be better as long as you're on the good food resources. Keep scouting because you want to know when he starts adding counter units. So back him up. Good, good, good. So you didn't see he's adding a barracks. You haven't added any counter units yet because you don't know about it. Boom, we see the spear, we should back up, and now you have 2 options. One, you could add archers, of course, to counter. Now there is an issue to this, especially against HRE. HRE, with their faster spearmen, makes the archer Ghazi a little harder to pull off because you basically need a mass of archers that can start one-shotting spearmen. If you're not one-shotting spearmen, then his horsemen are getting on your archers, your Ghazi's back at particular archers, and his spearmen get there fast and start killing your Ghazi. So you have to have enough archers where you can snipe the spearmen before they get to your Ghazi, and then your Ghazi can beat his horsemen. The other thing you can do is just go, F it, I'm matching you. So you drop a barracks and you both do spearmen, horsemen, and once again, you're betting on your efficient production to outproduce him on spears, and you just do a bunch of spears, make him go archers, so that you can then use your Ghazi to beat him, and then you can add your own archers if you want. My key is, if you do want to add archers, it's a little bit of micro on your part, and also, you don't want to push out till you have a good, like, 8 to 10 archers at least. But I need the counter. Where's the counter? I like that you're healing the Ghazi, but you saw spearmen and there's no counter. There's no counter. That took too long. It's small. It's small. Oh, you forgot to get your wood upgrades. Oh no. It's small. It really is. But it really does matter to get the counter units. And since you're slow, it looks like what he's doing here is he's made a call, which honestly, I like this call by him, which is, I have pushed you back in your base. You didn't match my initial push. You now have to react to my spearmen. I'm going to stop making units. I'm going to rush castle. He might even try to push the deer in, which would be pretty crazy, but he's going to rush castle now. This is really meta. The idea of you're not trying to win in feudal. The idea is that you're trying to make your opponent over commit because they feel behind, and then you go castle and get an advantage that way. I want to get, and this is going to define the game here. So I'm going to take a picture of this. Probably for my thumbnail. Oh, something's happening. He's raiding your gold. Okay. So think about what you've lost here. You've lost tempo because you can't go out and get sacred sites because he's on the map. You are now allowing him to go castle, which is what he wants to do. And you're behind on making the counter. I would be rushing this archery range up. I think part of it is that your eco's a little off. You definitely want, if you're going to want to add archers, you need to add more on to wood, which you're doing now, which I like. I like the adjustment. Oh, we need a scholar in there right now. Like, you need to pop one out and get here, and you need to be massing archers. So you're missing what makes Delhi good in this situation, which is if you saw the spearman here, the second I just realized I said saw, like I was saying, you needed to basically grab 3 villas and drop their archery range, pull a scholar, pop it in there, and just start massing archers like crazy. Or you could have done you could have done the same as spearman. That's what makes Delhi great, because you can make that comp switch very quickly and then overwhelm your opponent if they don't match your intensity. You're a tempo civ. You are trying to take the advantage, push them back in their base, grab the sacred sites, and use that eco to power your next, whatever you view as the best way to then win the game. Is it going castle and going a bunch of keeps? Is it keeping the pressure? Is it doing a big castle push? What have you. But you need the sacred sites, and by extension get the relics as well, so your gold eco is secure. You being slow on the reaction here, that's what makes Delhi lose. You have to get these counters up faster. We also completely lost scouting, because him pushing you back in your base is now forcing you to play defensive. And this is another reason why going archers here doesn't feel great, because if you try to run to his base, if you try to engage with him, he will just run away, and he can run around your base and make you play turtley, and you have nothing to stop him. He can just keep on running you. If you try to do the same, if you try to run to his base, he will have spears that can stand here and spear you, basically, and stop a raid. Which means he can be way more on the map trying to snipe scholars, while you can't. So that's why I think, honestly, opening spears and counter to both defend your base, defend your scholars, get on the sacred sites, and then adding archers and do like a 1-1-1 comp would have been good here. Now I'm not sure if he's rushing castle, honestly. Now, even though he's trying to add farms, he's going to run out of sheep soon. So that's another reason to keep the pressure. If he gets stuck in feudal, he has to go on the map, and that's where you can really shine. But his 6 spears, yeah, he's still making horsemen. And I don't know, maybe he's doing like not a fast castle, but he's just trying to get the castle in general. Like he's macroing towards that. Now we're adding a blacksmith, which is great, but honestly, you kind of just need more production. I get getting the blacksmith down though, it is worth it. And then here comes the spears, and now you can't stand here. We only have 1 archer. We're not making more. Why? Oh, big no-no. We have 4 Ghazis queued out of 1 production building. That means you have 330 food locked. That can't be used, so don't overqueue if possible. And that means you also can't make archers because you have no food. 2, you don't need more Ghazis, you need archers. Because he has spearmen, and anytime you try to take a fight, if his spearmen run up, you can't stay there anymore. Let's look at the unit numbers. You're actually the same amount of units, it's just that he's out comping you. And you're not matching what he's putting down here. Like, if you doubled archery, I love it, double archery range. But you have to actually make archers, my man. You're running 1 Ghazi out, the scout? Run the scout out. You're gonna lose a Ghazi for nothing. Love it. I need you to go sicko mode on archer production here. Sicko mode. But this is painful. Like, you want to be taking the sacred sites at this point, and you're not. So, like, this is every minute you're on the sacred sites. This is a massive victory for him. Let's look at the eco numbers. Yeah, his eco's better than yours by like a mile. Not a mile, that's a little harsh. But, like, now that you're off berries, you're on sheep. His sheep gathering is better than your sheep gathering. And since you can't take map control, if he runs out into deer, you're going to have a problem here. Yeah, he's just going to take deer. And that's going to supercharge his food eco. So you're on a timer here. Like, you have to push out so he can't take easy food like that. And you have to be a little aggressive and, like, wall this off and take the berries up here. Like, you really need to be on other food. Consistent production is just a huge thing for you, man. I don't know how you do your hotkeys. I put them on 4 and I tab through. But you have to be freaking mashing production. I do love how you got those scholars in. It's just that the reaction was late. The reaction was late. Okay, now we're building our archer mass. Nope, don't push out yet. You want, like, I'm telling you, you want like 10, 12 to make sure you can one-shot a spear here. Let's do the math here. Does he have spear upgrades? Where's his units? Where's he hiding? Okay. So spearman is 90 health. You're both on base, okay? No upgrades. So 90 health divided by 5 Oh my god. My brain is broken. Alright, so you're on base stats. We'll do 90 health divided by 5. That's 30 shots. Okay? So you need 30 archers to one-shot a spearman. So you need 15 archers to two-shot a spearman. You see what I'm putting down? Oh no, wait. Wait. Sorry. Extra damage. So 10. So you're doing 10 damage, 90. You need 9 archers. Once you get 9 archers, you can one-shot a spearman. So if you get 10, you can start one-shotting a spearman. The fight feels a lot better for you. Also, you don't have your scout with your army, so you're kind of flying blind here. He's waiting for you to go on berries, I think. Good catch. Good catch. Oh, but you can't do that. Oh! Okay. If you want to go solo dolo with your Gazis, that's fine. Keep your archers in the base. Your archers cannot be in the middle of the map like this. This is a death sentence for them. So if archers want to be solo, if you want to be solo dolo with your Gazis, archers have to be in the base. You have to keep your Gazis near the archers because they're your primary defense against his horsemen. Which you're just leaving them out to dry right now. The micro on this is like you have to micro so much better than he does when you're doing this comp. Your comp is technically better, right? You're countering, but his is easier to deploy if you're not being careful. So the onus is on you. The good news is that with your production getting better, you have outproduced them by a significant amount. The issue being is that if you miss micro it, you're going to be in a bad position here. Okay. We have 9 archers, but they're not all shooting at the same spearman, I think. Oh, the spearman got +1. So this is why not getting a blacksmith is a pretty big deal. Like, I agree you need to prioritize production, but you really need to get down a blacksmith at +1 air attack. Because the second they take away 1 damage, your archers now are doing 9, which means it tacks on like another 9 times 9 is 76. So it requires 1 more shot. No, it requires 2 more shots. Ugh! So you need 2 more archers to now one-shot unless you yourself get +1. That's why +1 range defense is such a good upgrade. It makes his spears last so much longer. Even though you had more units, you lost the fight. His upgrades hit at just the right time. And you didn't micro that good from the jump. And that's why I kind of recommend doing spears at first, like for that exact reason. If you just went insano mode spears, your spears kill everything. Your spears kill his spears at an even rate. Your spears kill his horsemen better. But yeah, one thing you definitely need to do more as Delhi in these situations is your Gazis have to be raiding. Like when you're at home setting things up, like you're trying to set up eco, you're trying to get more production, you're trying to get your blacksmith down, send out your Ghazi to go probe. Because he has to be on the map by this point. Even running through his wood eco and like sniping woodvilles is good. Since Gazis have 12 attack, they're pretty good at raiding. Like villas have 50 health, right? So your Gazis are doing 11 damage to him right now. So 6 Gazis, no, 4 Gazis, 4 to 44. No, 5 Gazis one-shot a Vil. So that's good, right? 3 Gazis 2-shot a Vil. So you can like clear a wood line pretty fast if you get in there and he's not paying attention. So you got 1 sacred site. Your first sacred site, take it to 12-minute mark. Not ideal, but we're getting them. Decaps that. Now we're trying to raid. He does have the tower up, so he'll see you coming potentially. He has his men-at-arms standing there. That's smart. Okay, so I originally thought he was in the castle. He hasn't. He's recommitted. So now he's dropping his 3rd barracks. He's on 2 stables. He's now doing the men-at-arms, and this is what I was talking about where things are potentially going to get harder for you. Yes, you have more units, but your archers, until they get +1, are doing nothing. They're doing 1 damage shot to these men-at-arms. And while your Gazis do okay against men-at-arms, if he has spears here, the men-at-arms, it'll be harder to target them with your Gazi. So you need like a huge mass of archers and a good amount of Gazis to win this fight now. Now you're adding a barracks, which is fine. But, I mean, I think he's just committing to men-at-arms and spears at this point. So you need just like a lot of archers. A lot of archers. And you need the era upgrade yesterday. They just run, man. Get out of dodge. Whenever he does these, like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Whenever he does these, like, 1 unit things, you have to send spearmen out or something, or 2 Ghazis to make sure he doesn't decap this. The gold is pretty important to you. Are we still making scholars? Good. At some point, if you have all your upgrades, you can, like, pull the scholars for a fight, which will help. But man, you need a blacksmith really, really bad. Lots of unit production. You love to see it. Look at your food. Like, you have so much food. You could be producing like crazy. You could also rush castle here. Problem with rushing castle is your upgrades do take a minute. So if you hit castle and he's just making units, he'll dive you, and you'll probably die. I don't know. I like to add more production. I would add more archery ranges, honestly. Like, you have so much food. You could be on 4 archery ranges and pull half your vills, some vills off berries or deer, and just go super heavy into wood and just make it an insane amount of archers. The option is there for you. Like, that's not a huge army. I think you're actually outproducing them at this point. Yeah, you're like, wait, it's just that you're not making... You are making the counter, but not enough of it. If the game considers you ahead, and you kind of are, now his income is beating you, but like, you're just floating so many resources. It feels like you're trying to go castle. I don't know if that's the best move for you. I do like the subtle pro scout. Very smart. You need to keep making villagers. You're at 47. He's at 40, so he definitely forgot to make vills. Did you kill vills? You killed 6 vills. Was that on the deer? Did I miss that? Jinkies. Sorry, I missed that. But yeah, he's just trying to win by mass men at arm at this point. So going castle does make sense for you. If you go castle, the way you win this is you have like 3 or 4 barracks in the back, and the second you age up, you just mass an insane amount of men at arms and try to get some crossbows out as well. But going castle actually isn't a wrong idea. You just need way more vills on gold. Like, I would have pulled 8 vills to be on gold at this point. Ooh. Not enough archers. Not enough archers. Ooh. Yeah, so remember at the beginning of the video where I said, this game will go bad for you if feudal goes long and he builds up a massive amount of arms with some spears and then he'll walk over you. Exactly what happened. And part of the reason issue is the lack of steeled arrow hurts you so much. You're only doing 1 damage to men at arms. You're only doing 2 damage to horsemen, and spearmen are taking 1 extra shot to kill. So like overall, your time to kill and your archers got significantly worse because you never got +1. It really does matter that much. 2, you didn't commit to the move. You could have gone castle way earlier if you had just said, all right, I made a big mass. I'm rushing castle. By rushing, I mean like you're deciding to go castle right now. So I'm going to pull off a wood. I'm going to get on gold. And I'm going to get to castle. I'm going to get there really fast and then build up a mass of men at arms. Excuse me, to fight this. Instead, or you could have said, I'm going to commit to an insane amount of units. I'm going to drop multiple production buildings, even more, and I'm going to just pump archers and spearmen and just go insane amount of archer, spearmen, and Ghazi. You didn't. You did kind of both. You kind of were going macro into castle. You kind of were still making units, which is fine in a sense that, like, if you're both fighting and you want to get to castle, you have to make units, but, like, you had built a military. And if these resources, nobody think about it, if these resources had become units, I think you win that fight just from pure mass. If you had castle earlier and then used your resources that you had built up to make a bunch of men at arms, you win that way. But he kept making units, and he committed to a unit comp that you hadn't quite countered yet, which is mass men at arms and spearmen. You were on the way there, but you weren't quite there. So now, this game feels very much over. It goes on for another 13 minutes, but like, you have, this is your last resource, food resource on the map. You're lucky he doesn't come up here and just slaughter you. Your army's completely diminished, so you can't take fights. You also have the deer up here. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. Does he know about this? He knows the berries are here, but he doesn't know about the deer. Like, oh, he's just standing here, dude. So a better player goes, where's his freaking vills, looks at the map, sees berries, and hard rushes your berries. And this game's over right now. This game will drag on because he's gonna grab the relics, probably build up a bigger military than he needs. Wow, nice snipe of the nice snipe there. But like, this game is over. What'd you H up with? House of Learning? Okay. Yes. Most of the time I'm gonna go to House of Learning. Since you're kind of behind, I honestly might have done Combat Defender just to rush up keeps and start getting village fortresses. Just because that's how far behind you feel now. And you're going Knights, which is like fine, but the second he gets the Men at Arms upgrade, he will slaughter your Knights. He will slaughter your Knights with heavy maces. Knight crossbow's working. The second these deer are out, man, though, you're gonna be facing a bad time. Like he's letting you stay in this game. He honestly, you had no right to stay in this game. So you got heavy maces. Now he's gonna get double broadaxe, double hand. What is it called? Double poleaxe, polearm, pull my hand, two-handed weapons. He's gonna get two-handed weapons, and then he's gonna run it down. And you do not have. And when there's this many men at arms, you either need like 20 crossbows, if not more, honestly, or you need springalds at this point. Like when an HRE player commits to mass men at arms like this, you have to go springled. And honestly, and he just goes imp, which is like, sure, man, why not? Like, he's so far ahead. He's just winning by, he's deciding to win by eco rather than being you where he could have just killed you, where you stood. Where's he putting this bad boy? Right here? Okay, that's a choice. Yeah, this game's functionally over. You just spent down all your resources. I don't even think you have more units. You have 5 more units than him. Which, kudos to you. I'm not saying you should have left the game, right? There's always a way you come back. But when we're talking about the things you should have done better, you inherently are probably losing the game just from that. And now that you're out of deer, you have to start adding farms, and your farms suck. Like, Delhi's farms are not great. HRE farms are really good because of the boosts on the Aachen. And so your food eco is never going to match his. But anyway, I hope you learned something from that game. If you're interested in coaching, let me know. I'd be happy to coach you. And good luck on your games.